Yo, what's good, fam? Look, this is the realest dating and relationship advice that you will ever get in 2026. This is the realest thing that you're gonna hear, so you better buckle up. Look, if you're struggling in your dating and your relationship life right now, understand if you don't hear nothing else, it's you at the end of the day. You think that it's everything that's happening to you or you experiencing, or everything that you don't have. Anything in your life is just a mirror. And take this from me as somebody that I can tell you from firsthand experience that kept being frustrated with what I wasn't getting, why girls weren't responding to me, why I couldn't go up and do the things that I needed to do, and why I couldn't create the life that I wanted to have. And I kept thinking, man, fuck. You know what? Life is just lifing. No, life is just mirroring who you are. So if you don't have the dating life you want, you don't have the relationships that you want, you don't have girls that vibe with you or respond to you in the way that you want them to, that's a reflection of who you are. Because at the end of the day, like I said, life reflects who you are, what you think, what you believe about yourself, and what you do. So you got to stop looking at what's happening in your life and start looking at who you are, what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, how you feel, what you think about yourself, and what you truly believe. Because I'm telling you, what you do is gonna be, you can say whatever it is you want, you can say however it is you feel, you can say whatever affirmations or manifestations or whatever you want to manifest. But I'm telling you, your actions, what you do, is the telltale of what you really believe about yourself. Take this from somebody who kept saying, you know what, man, I want to have an abundant dating life. I want to have a variety of girls to date. Eventually, I want to have my dream girl. And I was writing things out and affirming all of these things. And then when I got into a grocery store or in the gym or at the beach or at the park, all these different settings where I would see beautiful girls by themselves in a perfect, regular setting. They got good open body language, perfect situation for me to go approach, spark up a conversation, ask for her to hang out, ask for a phone number, all of these different things. I couldn't do it. Why not? Because deep down, I didn't believe I was worthy. I didn't believe I was good enough. I didn't have self-esteem. That wasn't the girls. That wasn't the situations. That wasn't lifing. No, that was me. And I'm telling you, as any of you all that's watching this, if you struggle with approaching girls that you want to date, you struggle with setting dates, asking for phone numbers, whatever the thing is, understand if your level of self-worth, self-esteem, and confidence in yourself isn't up to par, that shit is gonna show. I can promise you, you can set your clock to it, clock it, and take it to the bank. Period. So I'm telling you all of these things. If you want to have an amazing dating life, get you in order so that life can reflect who you being. And meaning, first things first, you got to develop a self-esteem and a confidence with yourself. How do you develop self-esteem? Okay? It's quite simple. For one, self-esteem just means the level of regard that you have for yourself. So if you have high regard for yourself, that means you have high level of appreciation and modesty, and just reverence for yourself. That doesn't just happen. You have to do things to build that. Most people you see with high self-esteem, it didn't just happen. You can look at things that they do, how they feel about themselves, and that's what did it. The first thing I would tell you is you have to become somebody where you're proud of what you see. Every day I assume you get in front of a mirror. The first step is taking care of your body. Making sure that you're doing things where you can look in the mirror and you like what it is you see. Whether it's the way you style your hair, you getting in the gym, working out, where you make yourself the best and you don't have to be elite. But for what you are, make yourself look the best that you can look, where you look, and it's not about a girl or anybody else. It's for you, because I'm telling you, girls are just gonna, or any other person, they're just gonna mirror and reflect how you feel about yourself. You worrying about if they think you good enough. If you don't think you good enough, chances are they're just gonna mirror and match that. So it ain't about them. If they do, cool. But that's not the end all be all. Get to a point physically where you can look in the mirror and be like, damn, like you really enjoy and like what it is that you see, and you proud of what you see in the mirror. That's point blank period. That will naturally raise your esteem. That'll raise your level of confidence, because what you've done to yourself and for yourself. That way, I promise you, when you go up to in one of these settings and you see beautiful girls that you would want to talk to, wherever that is, you're not going to be at a deficit, because you're not going to be questioning if you're good enough. You internally know, like, you know what, man, if all else fail, I know I look good. Like, that's not going to be something that's going to work against you, where you thinking negative why you're not good enough or why you don't measure up. You know inherently, I'm him, I'm good enough. That's phase number one. Number two, you need to make sure that you're doing things in your life that make you feel good about yourself. For a lot of you all, if you somebody that just goes to work and you come home, you chill and watch YouTube or your favorite Netflix show or whatever it is you watch, or you play the game, that's cool to do those things. You got to have things for leisure time in certain periods. That's fine. But that's not good enough. If you aren't doing something that you truly love doing, that lights you up, a talent that you have, a gift that you have, hobby or something of interest, you fucking up. You have got to be doing those things that just make you light up. We were all kids at one point. Some of us played sports. Some of us were in art. Some of us did music. You know, we have a variety of different things that we may have done while we were kids, where when we got out of school or when it was time to do these things, we were excited to do, or we had something coming up. We couldn't sleep the night before, and we were ready to wake up the next morning to get that day started, because you knew you were going to be having a good time. You were going to be lit. If you don't have those things in your life as an adult, you fucking up. And I know some of you may be wondering, how the fuck does this relate to dating? Hang in with me. I'm getting there. You gotta be doing things that light you up and that you enjoy doing, because when you're doing those things, you carry a different vibe, and a vibe is vital. If you don't remember anything else, remember this: your vibe is vital. That's what attracts a girl. It ain't just the physique, what you look like. It ain't just what you have, the money. Most of these girls, they don't even know what the fuck you got when you walk up on them. So it ain't the money. That's on a backhand with a lot of guys to think, oh, if I'm not rich, I'm not good enough. You putting the carriage before the horse. You fucking up. So the vibe is everything. And when you feel good about what you look like, and you doing things in your life that make you feel good, you happy, you excited, you just living a lit life, a girl, I promise you, when you walk up to a girl, take this from somebody who was somebody that was just working, wasn't doing nothing, and wanted a girl to be my life, versus somebody who started developing hobbies, doing different things, having a variety of different things in my life, and how I was then walking up to a girl, two completely different people. And they feel that shit. I promise you, if you don't hear nothing else, they feel that shit. So the vibe is what really attracts the girl. And you carry a good vibe when you feel good about yourself, with how you look and what you're doing in your life. So you gotta make sure you're taking care of your body physically, you're doing things that you love doing, and you have positive self-talk. A lot of y'all have negative thoughts just flooding your mindset. Y'all constantly beating yourself up, talking down. My thing is, for all of the fellas on here, because I know it's a lot of fellas, if you talk to yourself in a way where, you know what, let's say you were your own son, it was a clone of you and you had a son. If the things that you say about yourself, the thoughts that you say and think to yourself, if you wouldn't say those things to your son, somebody that you love and care about, then you don't need to be saying that shit to yourself. You got to stop changing those things, because like I said in the beginning of the video, what you do, what you feel about yourself, and what you think, that's gonna produce what your life is. That's gonna produce your dating life. So if you constantly have negative thoughts that I'm not good enough, I don't measure up, or you keep coming up with these excuses, which is fucking bullshit, on why you think a girl couldn't or wouldn't date you, then that's what the fuck you gonna have. So you gotta change you in order to change that. And confidence is reps. I talked about building your self-esteem, all of those things, making sure you're in the gym, building yourself into a great physique, and then doing things that you love doing. That will naturally raise your esteem. That's phase one. Phase two with confidence. Look, confidence is simply how well you understand something, how well you understand yourself, and your level of competency. How you understand yourself well, how you understand dating well, how you understand women well, how you understand talking to girls, what to say, how to move, what vibe to carry, all of these things that keep a lot of guys stuck because you don't know these things. It's reps. So for all of the guys that I'm afraid to go talk to girls because I don't want to mess up, or I don't know what to say, or I don't want to get rejected. Well, at some point, you got to actually get reps in if you're going to get good. Michael Jordan at one point was not, and LeBron was not good at basketball. Tom Brady was not always great at being a quarterback. They didn't sit up there and be like, well, I don't know how to do this. I'm not going to even try. No, they had to get on the fucking court, get on the field. Jordan, LeBron had to pick up a basketball, Steph Curry too, and eventually to learn how to shoot the ball, how to dribble, they had to get on the court, they had to pick the ball up, and they had to make an attempt. If you can't attempt to have a conversation with the girl, to start a conversation with the girl, to actually start saying things, start trying to carry a conversation, you'll never get good. You'll never figure out, well, this is what girls respond to. Or, damn, this is something that I'm really good at with getting girls to respond well. Or this is something about me that when I say these things, or when I communicate this way, whether it's my sense of humor, whether it's my wordplay, and how I can say things in a way that really makes a girl feel a certain way, you can't figure these things out if you don't actually attempt. You have to get attempts in if you're gonna develop confidence. And I'm telling you, you may fuck up. And understand, listen, you have got to get to a point, and don't take as long as it took me to learn this. You gotta get to a point where you like, man, fuck the results. And I know this may sound crazy, but you have to, at least for a minute, not even care if you get the girl, if you set the date, if you get the number. Set that to the side. And it's the energy that you carry, because when you worried about the end result, you're going to come from a fair standpoint. You're going to come from a standpoint of being scared to miss. We all know if you scared to miss a shot when you shooting, 9 times out of 10, you're going to miss. So it's so much better to carry an energy of curiosity. You know what? Let me just get in there and see what happens. Let me just see how I can be myself and see what happens. When you carry that different energy, and you know what? I don't even care if I get the girl. Let me just see if I can vibe and see what happens. A lot more times, things like that work out better for you. So you gotta carry different energy. You gotta get to a point where you ain't so fixated on the results, the end result. Be curious on, you know what? Let me see if what happens when I shoot the ball this way. Do I hit the front of the rim? Does it bubble out? Do I airball? Be curious in interactions. That's a shift that I made. I stopped worrying about, damn, am I gonna get the number? Damn, is she gonna like me? All of these different things. And when I took my energy off of that and then just being present, just vibing and just trying to build a connection, just to talk with the girl, vibe with her, you know what I'm saying? Seeing if I can get her laughing, seeing if I can get her smiling, say something that makes her day. Not out of proving, but just trying to see who I am, how this fits with this girl or in this interaction. Shit changed. So I'm telling y'all, to build confidence, you gotta get reps in, and you gotta stop worrying about the end result. I promise you, if you take a standpoint and you know what, let me just look at the action. Let me focus on me starting the conversation, giving a compliment, vibing, asking a question or something. And before you leave, if things are okay, what you do is you invite a girl to hang out with you. That'll tell you everything. Getting a phone number don't mean nothing. I've gotten more than enough phone numbers where I got a couple of texts and nothing there after that. Never led to a date. And that's gonna happen. You got some girls that'll give you a number and they're just maybe to get you out their face, or they kind of cool with you, but they don't really like you a lot like that. And that's fine. But you can basically bypass all of that. You can find out exactly where it is, where instead of you just asking for a number, once you've started a conversation and been vibing with the girl, what you do is you offer an invitation to hang out. Meaning the conversation, the vibe that you all already had, you're giving her an invitation for y'all to do it again at another time in a different location. That's it. And you keep doing that. You get more and more reps in. Y'all make this shit so complicated. Building your confidence, building your self-esteem is through reps. Taking care of you, making you the best you, and then just going out and controlling the things that you can control. Meaning you start a conversation, you do your part in the interaction, you show a girl that you're interested, vibe with her, and then you invite her to hang out with you. That's it. I promise you, if you do that shit, you rinse and repeat, and you do that enough, eventually you're going to strike gold. Eventually. That's the game in 2026. So if you're struggling with your confidence, you're struggling with approaching, you don't have the dating life you want, all you got to do is handle your part. I promise you, take care of you, and then life will just mirror that. It's all on you at the end of the day. So your dating life is all on you. Make you the best you, and then your dating situations will mirror that. That's all I got to say, man. It is what it is. This is D. Lee. If you made it this far and this brought any value, don't forget to drop a like. Share this to somebody that you know may need this information, that's struggling. Subscribe if you haven't. I drop heat daily, weekly on these type of things, and I'm here to help you. I even created a community for anybody who's struggling in your dating life. I created a self-development community for people to help them become the best version of themselves. If you're struggling with your confidence, with your dating, your self-esteem, anything in any area of life, I've got the information in the description. Tap in with me. Or if you even need help one-on-one, I do offer one-on-one coaching services as well. You can DM me over on Instagram or send me an email. I'd be more than glad to help you in any way that I can. That's what I'm here for. I'm tired of seeing all of these struggles with so many folks struggling with their dating life. And we gonna clean this shit up. I promise you, if all else fails, we gonna get this shit together. So that's what it is. I'm D. Lee. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. And I want you to know that where you go and what you do in your life, man, that's 100% all on you, fam. Always was, always will be. And you got it. All you need to do is play your part. So I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. Want to see y'all win and have everything that you want out of this life experience. So that's all I got, man. And until next time, peace and love.